And here we are at the stone on GADD Chernarus, located at the land bridge from the mainland to Utes. And we're going to approach it and go through and take a look coming from the south to the north. Pretty boring. We're going to do this as a player so you can experience the full wonder. And yeah. Is anyone going to go to the Kaminka occupation that I cleared? Or are you guys just chilling? Or I guess it's only you, Verbal.
Just chilling.
I'm too far and I'm trying to find some duct tape.
I'll be able to, after I do this video, I'll fly over and give you a supply drop or something.
Nah, I have some in my base.
Alright. Well, here is the stone. This is the RP stone of the base, the stone, which is the home base of the defenders of the stone in the theoretical RP story in my head that no one knows. But this is it. This is the base. Right here, you can go up and see there are these cool little floor ports, which act as both an obstacle prior to the 1.03 update of drawbridges, and also as a way to shoot at people invading the base. Get up here to the upper deck. This is a place mainly for aerial operations, and to a lesser extent, to store vehicles in a protected location. There are many protected locations available, including this most hardened garage area that is nearly impossible to attack from the air. As we ascend the highest wall in the stone, you'll see over to the east is Skalitski Island. And we're going to try and not die as parachuting into the courtyard, or the upper courtyard, or whatever you want to call it. Let's check out some of the actual base design features, because these are all merely aesthetics. Which these will remain after the Pierbox removal operation that will commence on the 12th of June 2017. So as we go down, you'll see there's a series of doors that lead us down from that upper deck. This is not the only way to enter this base. There are 3 different ways to enter the base if you were to be a raiding player. You could even use this as maybe a tutorial of how you should defend your stupid-ass base and not be a dumbass and get your shit stolen like a dumbass. Like so many wang players that I hear in the admin channel of why you don't know what the hell happened to your shit. It's because your shit is weak. It's because your codes are the same. Every single one of these doors has got a different code. It's like you're not going to be able to do one freaking scan and get to my whole base. First off. Second off. You get in here. This is the main interior. You'll see, there is a way to raid in. You can grind, you can blow doors, but you can only go a certain way in my base. I don't necessarily think this is a must-have, but it's a trolley feature that'll piss people off and deter them from trying to raid your base. As you get in further to the defense of the flag, you'll see here's a last little defensive platform. Right here is the base of the main castle tower, which was laid around the flag after it was placed. The flag is raidable. You've got to blow through that concrete to get in. It's not stacked together like some of the glitchy shit I've seen players do that does ultimately end up in your base being illegal. They're stacked apart. You can put a Big Mama on every single one of them. Now, we saw the first entrance from the deck, the common entrance from the deck. Here's the backup hidden entrance from the deck. Who says maybe there's an enemy at your base and you're pinned down inside? If you didn't make good decisions, you're going to die in your base. Here's an alternative way to get out. If we don't get armored, that is. And this is pretty glitchy, that's why I rarely use it. Go up here. Oh, you know what? It's got to be closed, actually. Alright, and if you're wondering about the keybind stuff, you know, if you want to automatically have a keybind to unlock and lock doors, custom controls for Exile, I believe it is Control Set 1 for a place to bind and unlock command. Here we are back on the upper deck. We're going to take one more tour of another way into this base. That's an upper chopper pad, defensive location. Let's go down into the heart of the beast. We could go this way, but we're going to go this way, which is going to the same exact place. And these elements will probably remain in some fashion even after the upcoming deletion of Pierboxes. We get down here into the belly. All protected area. Be a place for people to hide. There was a bunker there. Apparently there's some sort of issue that caused it to disappear. It was empty, so it's not a big deal, but there would have been eventually a cache of weapons in that bunker, which will not be there anymore because there will not be an enclosure.
User joined your channel.
Protect it. Here is the last entrance into the base. As you can see, this was that only real approach to the entire base, leading to the 3 different entrances. We come back down here. Here's another interior garage, double protected to unload cargo, and we get in here to this central hub that we have already seen. Get in here. I didn't really look close, but you know, there's CNC stuff you can't blast through that force you to grind a certain direction. Here's an inventory. It's trollily hidden if you don't know what you're looking for, which is allowed. You can still get into it. And let us drink some water before we die. I don't know who joined the channel and who's listening to me ramble, but I'm doing a video for a YouTube upload right now of my base before it gets destroyed, before the impending rule change. And last but not least, let's take a look at the entire base from an aerial view. You've seen the entire design concept. It's going to change after the rule change, just because it has to. You know, these large pier boxes that, you know, potentially, from, you know, my personal humble opinion, may be partially responsible for some of the weird freezing issues in vehicles at high speeds. You know, this is being done for a real reason, not just to troll the players. And the only reason why I'm showing you guys this base is because this whole base I built before I was an admin on GADD Chernarus. This whole base was built as a player. Think of how many fucking hours I've spent behind a concrete mixer, getting cement, you know, both from hoarding, because I love to hoard on Exile. I love to grab the gear crates and get cement and all that shit. You know, so both from hoarding, but to be honest, that takes a lot of time to gather enough to hoarding alone. Also, from going on supply runs to the hardware vendor just to flat out buy the materials necessary to craft these, which, you know, thankfully for me, it was prior to some of the increases in price of the recipe, so I was grandfathered into that. But, you know, at any rate, they're about to disappear, so really, doesn't matter how lucky I was. They're about to disappear for everyone, for multiple reasons. The most legitimate, in my opinion, being the potential effect, negative impact that every player who knows anything about building bases spamming these objects in the environment. And we're doing one last thing. Let's take a quick aerial tour of the base. There it is. An actually thoughtfully constructed pier base. You see on this western side of the base, there's actually a set of towers that are designed to be able to give you access without going through the normal vehicular entrance to the base to be able to access boats and stuff. Parked on the side, primarily with the intent of protecting them from the static Skalisky Island mission if it were to be spawned and shooting AAF players. Same thing with this tall wall. You know, you can approach this base going eastward from the west over the water at a very low elevation. Just barely pop over that wall and land. and be totally protected from AA. I've done it a lot of times. My teammates don't necessarily know how to do it. Get shot down a lot of times. People trying to steal shit and invade, shot down a lot of times trying to land there. If Skalisky pushing us up, that's great. It's an additional little guard dog provided by AI. But anyway, guys, that's really it. It's very unfortunate that they're both due to server performance reasons, and additionally, perhaps due to some very overpowered, perhaps intelligent tactics, but overpowered player tactics, that really just make it an incredible obstacle for the player Cherno servers to be able to combat against. And ultimately, we want all the players to have fun here. So, this is Bitter Cup signing off. I'm right there with you players about how pissed I am about this base thing, but bear with it. Come up with some new ideas, and 100%, no matter how cool your Pierbox base was, I bet you didn't spend as much time on it as I spent on mine. Period.